This is, of course, a Byzantine baptistry, and you're in the baptistry here. It's the building in which people would come in and get baptized. Now, last December, we were driving through Jordan, and I have a Christian guide. He's an evangelical Christian. He's a really great guy. He's a Bedouin Arab, and somebody asked the question, they said, do you do evangelism in Jordan? Because it's primarily a Muslim country, even though there is a substantial population of other religions, including Christians, up to maybe 4 to 9%, depending on who you're talking to. There are a lot of Christians there. And he said, it is legal to evangelize in Jordan, but it is absolutely taboo. And of course, you and I would think, yeah, I get that. I understand, the principle behind it. But then he said something that's very interesting. He said, Christians and Muslims, and even other religions, including some Jews, we all live as neighbors with each other, and in general, we get along just fine. Now, he's not preaching a peace doctrine here, because then he said, and let me tell you why. He said, in this part of the world, here it comes, in this part of the world, it's not really about what you believe. That's just who you are. It's just what you are. And if you try to evangelize a Muslim in Jordan, you are trying to change everything that they are. And suddenly the lights went on, and I thought, I've been looking at this in the Bible the whole time and I never saw it. Born again takes you from what you are and you die. Remember, that's the principle that Paul gives us, death and rebirth with the baptism, which came out of the mikveh. You die and you are reborn into what? Something else. Someone else. You have gone from what you just were to something entirely different, which is why Jews, as you will know because of your Messianic ministry, have funerals for those who convert to Christianity. Why? Because they died. It's not a matter of abstract principle. Well, right now it might be with most Jewish people because they forget those aspects of their lives way, way back then where these things came from. But essentially, you died from being a Jew and you were now born again, and they know the expression born again as something else. They have the funeral, but they don't like what you became. You become something else, someone else. So, again, think about the Middle East. You being what you believe, a Christian, a Muslim, whatever you are, Zoroaster, something like that. And suddenly you don't just change religions. You don't just change beliefs. You become something entirely different, and whatever you were died. Does that make sense? That's baptism. That's what it is. And if you find ancient Byzantine baptistries, here we are in one, you will find these round, which if you do a little homework, you find, why did they make some round? It represented the womb. Some of them were coffin-shaped. It represented death. And some of them were octagonal. Did you count the sides? Octagonal. 8. 6, the number of days of creation. 7, the day of rest. 8, the day of rebirth. It's the beginning of the new week, the new life. 8 meant born again. The Byzantines had not forgotten that. Even though Christianity had been traditionalized completely away from how it originally started, they maintained the idea of being born again because they did have, even though they were Hellenized by this time, incredibly Hellenized, they still had that idea lodged in their heads that you weren't just changing beliefs or joining a church. Whatever you were was dead, and now you were something entirely different, which is what makes people resent people in certain cultures and religions or whatever that you have converted over. It's not that you just change beliefs, it's that you died to what you were and you were born into something else, and somebody might not like that. Or you might really like it. We're born again into the same family. we're now brothers and sisters. That's what born again was about. That's what the baptismal was about. And if you'll notice, even though this isn't a complete circle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 10. Okay, so it doesn't work. But it's, maybe this is just stylized or what have you. But again, round-shaped, coffin-shaped, or octagonal-shaped, all of it says, born again into a new life, the old life is dead, because it's not what you believe, it's what you become. It's who you are. Different person, different life. This is the concept they have. When we lead somebody to the Lord, we're just saying that they believe differently now. They believe the truth now. Born again has a whole lot deeper connotation. You're a whole new person.